I'm playing with black against very strong grandmaster Bebitoto, and we are playing Benko Gambit. He's playing his favorite queen c2 line before my favorite line. He's playing b3, immediately developing his bishop to b2, d6, bishop b2, g6, e4, bishop g7, f4. As I said, this is the most dangerous one. Castle, knight f3, e6. When the pawn is on e4, we don't play e5 anymore, we play with e6. Bishop d3. In the game I took on d5, but now I think that a5 immediately is even stronger, a5, a4, or waiting move rook e8, and then we decide what to do. In the game I took d5, took the pawn, and as I remember I wanted here to take knight e4. The tactic here is that after bishop g7, king g7, bishop a4, I'm playing queen f6, and suddenly his rook on a1 is trapped. And my queen cannot be trapped because of all the time I can escape to f6 or c3. Knight e4, but the problem is that I take my knight, bishop b2, queen e7. This was what I wanted to play, so there is a pin, and I'm getting back his e4 bishop because queen e2 is not possible. Again, queen f6, and the a1 rook is trapped. But after queen e7, he can play knight bd2, f5, castle, take e4, and rook ae1. I didn't like this position, and after cd5 I played rook e8. Castle. Now a5 move is possible, of course, but I played bishop a6, immediately putting pressure on e4 pawn. And bd2. White is developing his pieces. Bishop d3, queen d3. You can pause the video and think, what can I do here? So it's very cool if you saw the tactics. Knight e4. Knight e4 is not possible because bishop b2, knight e4, bishop g7 and knight d2. Here is the point. Now if bishop go back, we take on f1, and if we take, we take king g7 and getting one pawn. So my opponent took on d2, king g7, and knight c4. White is getting a very good compensation for pawn. His knight on c4 is very strong, and f5 move is coming, so I should play very carefully here. Queen f6, blocking his f pawn and also developing my pieces. Now knight d7 is possible already, because immediately knight d7 I could not play, he would take on d6. Queen f6, he's playing f5. g5. Now I need just one move, knight d7, knight e5, I will change this knight and I will play with pawn. But my opponent is not weak. Queen g3, he's attacking on d6, so now rook d8 would be very passive. After rook a1 I cannot develop my pieces. Knight d7 he would take here, so what I need to do, I need to immediately give back him the d6 pawn. So knight d7, sorry, he take knight d6. If he took with queen, no problem for me. I take rook e5, attacking the d5 pawn, and if rook ad1, knight f6, anyway the d5 pawn is losing. So queen g3, knight d7, he took with knight, keeping his queens. Again rook e5, knight c4 seems the only move. Now I take f5 pawn. What was the thing that after rook f5 I take a1 queen. Rook f1, queen d4, king h1, queen d5. Now I have two pawns, but still I'm not better because of my king. I should be again very careful. Played knight e3, queen e5, knight f5, he's getting back the g5 pawn, but my rook is playing already. King d2, knight f6. Now I am just one pawn up, but my pieces are playing. Played knight h6, attacking my rook, rook f8. I cannot play rook g6 because of queen d8 check. Oops, sorry, rook g7 I wanted to say. If rook g6, it will be just knight f7. So if rook g7, queen d8. So knight f6, rook f8 seems the only move. He's playing queen f2, attacking my f6 knight. Here I found knight e4 move. and was very happy because I thought he will take on f7. I king g7 move, and queen cannot go anywhere. Should take e5, rook f2, rook f2, knight f2, knight e4, and in the end game I am fine. But as a cold shower for me during the game, he found this very nice tactic. You can pause the video. Again, cool if you found it. He took f7. It was cold shower for me, because I thought, okay, everything is fine, it's going to endgame, but I'm getting queen f7 move. Now rook f7 is not possible, because after knight f7 I will stay without rook. But hopefully I could find the counter tactic. Again, you can pause the video. Again, it's cool if you found it. Knight f2, strong move. Counter tactic. Now if rook f2, queen e1. And white is checkmate. Like queen f1, rook f1, after knight f2. Queen f2, of course, not possible, rook f2. So I played king g1. What now? Again, you can pause the video. And again, it's fine if you find it. Knight h3, the only move that I can save the game. Now he cannot take my knight because I have queen e3 check. And next move rook f7, and my queen on e5 is not hanging anymore. And I will play with queen against his rook and knight. After knight h3, he cannot do anything better than king h1, and I cannot do anything better than knight f2. He cannot do anything better than king g1, knight h3, and nice draw. Let me play another game. I will show you it next one.